With the announcement of the high-speed rail on the Sydney to Newcastle corridor, Australia is gearing up for one of the most complex infrastructure programs we've seen in a generation. The contractors who will do well aren't necessarily the ones with the best technical bid, but the ones who have perfected how they're going to work with the government, their partners, and the people on the project. With that in mind, we want to tell you about the journey we embarked on over the past 5 years with a major underground infrastructure contractor in Sydney, all the way from bid through to award, the actual project delivery, and now helping them cross the finish line through to completion. So here's that story that every contractor going for this high-speed rail bid needs to hear. In the early days of this infrastructure project, the strategy group, the contractor, and their client were incredibly dedicated to making sure that there was a one-team mindset. The two organizations came together with a shared sense of purpose and a genuine commitment to delivering successfully together. But on a project of this scale, it's only natural that tensions start to come up as the years go on. And that's exactly what happened. We saw a breakdown in collaboration between client and contractor, and on a counterpart level, we saw a breakdown in trust. And that was something that was critical and needed to be resolved. About a year out from completion, the contractor's leadership team came to us wanting to be better aligned with their client, especially going into such a critical phase of this project. And so we started off with a really structured engagement. We began dozens of interviews across the organization. We held solution mapping sessions. We, most importantly, held one-on-one alignment discussions between counterparts to surface some of those friction points that we'd heard. And we then engaged in a full day workshop across the project team to reset trust and to really get a clear picture on what the commitments would be for the final year. And by the end, both teams were incredibly aligned on what this final year would look like through to completion. And there was undeniably a sense of partnership that had been restored, both at an individual level and project-wide. A program like the Sydney to Newcastle high-speed rail needs more than just technical competency. It warrants alignment on culture, partnership, ways of working, and quite frankly, the sooner bidders invest into that, the better off they'll be. Having worked with our major infrastructure client over the past several years, we know exactly what that investment looks like, how that engagement should be structured, and the value that it creates on a project of that nature. So if you're thinking about how you're going to show up as a strong partner on this high-speed rail bid, we would love to have a conversation with you.